So, what is Block Zero? It's a sort of unfamiliar term, but then this is a strange year. Block Zero is, in essence, an extended induction. Now, the reason that we're doing it isn't actually a reflection on the new environment that we find ourselves in, this new teaching space. It's actually something that we've been thinking about a while in terms of personalizing the student journey. Now, I know that journey might seem a strange term to use when you're studying for a degree, even though it is a journey, but it's thinking about how do you transition from college to university, from home to away, a home to a campus. University can be a tumultuous time. It can be an anxious time. It is a time of change. It's a time of new communities. It's a time of new people. It's a time of new ways of doing things, but it's also a time of thinking differently. You're not reading to pass. You're reading to learn. That's what a degree is about. It's not about the piece of paper at the end per se. It's about how you went about it, what you do with it. What you know nowadays isn't as important as what you do with what you know. It's about the skill. We have access to information. So it's all about thinking, how do I go about making the most of university? How do I go about making the most of my degree? And so Block Zero is here to induct you into the university, to give you critical and core information on how to get started on your course, how to make the most of your course from a learning perspective. But it's also here to get you to think, what else can you do? Or what's the best way of approaching your learning? Just showing up to class isn't always enough. You have to engage with your studies. Now, we as staff trust that good outcomes will come along simply because we're there, because we're delivering, because we're teaching, and therefore you will show up because we have something to tell you, and that you will absorb it, and that you will apply it and do well. And that's not enough anymore. What we have to do is get you thinking beyond the short term. We have to get you thinking beyond showing up to class, beyond watching the video, beyond writing notes. We have to get you thinking about, why am I learning this? Where does it apply? How can I write better notes? Is this the best way for me? Am I learning in the way that will give me the best chance to get out there and make a difference? Is what I'm choosing helping me identify my next steps, a potential career pathway, what I want to do after uni? What experience do I get while I'm at uni? University is about a lot more than just me. It's a lot more than just you as individuals. You're a course, you're a program, you're a community of yourself. You might have different interests. You might be from different places. You might have different reasons for being here, but you're all here studying the same thing. You have a common thread. And so what we want to do in Block Zero is start discussions to deliver the core information, the stuff you need, the stuff that induction is all about, but to start discussions to get you interacting. Because for a short while, you're going to be a little bit separate. I'm going to be a little bit separate from you. All of the academic staff will be, the university services. And so the aim is to close that gap. We're going to be online for a bit. We're going to be on campus at some times. Hopefully we're going to be on campus a lot more. But we've got to close that gap. It's only screens between us. So when we're in lectures, a good lecturer will try and get you engaged. They'll make it more than just delivering the content, because you're sat at a computer, you're sat at a machine that can tell you information. You can look it up. So learning is about engaging, and that's a two-way street. We have to be engaging, and you have to engage with us, and you have to engage with one another. Study groups, helping one another, supporting one another, listening to one another, engaging with one another and interacting outside of the classrooms, working together in your coaching groups. There's lots of reasons for why induction can no longer be simply where you are told information. Learning is now no longer where you're told information. And that's what we're trying to do with Block Zero. And if we all show up to everything, because attendance is still critical, engaging comes from showing up. Passive learning doesn't often work. But if we all engage one another and we learn how to make use of digital platforms, rather than just writing Word documents, should you be using OneNote? Should you be editing the PowerPoint? What's the best way for working with you? And therefore, Block Zero is to show you all the promise and all the opportunities, the options of different platforms to use, online storage, collaborating on files, working in OneNote, working in teams, breakout groups and collaborate. Lots of different mechanisms and methods for making this the best learning experience for you, both as individuals and as a community. So do engage with all the facilities, engage with all the offerings, go to the afternoon sessions, look at the materials here, learn through what a pass is, look at the asynchronous material, the videos that I make available on university processes, on the ways to use Office 365, all the things that I in the program can do and that the university can do to improve your digital agility so that you're ready for anything. It's a very future-facing university. We're trying to get you to be ready and able to go into the world of work. And here's the key thing, make a difference. And so our job is to give you that opportunity by teaching you, by encouraging you, and by supporting you. And so I hope you find Block Zero enjoyable, informative, but helpful. Thank you very much.